So, I'm the kind of language learner who loves to use a spaced repetition system like the Leitner box, or other people who like to use Anki. If you're not familiar with the spaced repetition system for flashcards and memorization, definitely check out my link in this video to my ultimate Leitner box series. This is going to help you to memorize a lot more vocabulary much more quickly. But one problem with spaced repetition systems done like this is that they tend to get a bit boring and dry. People might do it for several months and then have to take a break from it because it is pretty rote. It is pretty boring that way. So what I decided to do was to use the philosophy behind the spaced repetition system and integrate it with a fantasy-themed game. So we feel much more lost or immersed in a world that is actually very magical and fun, a world that we can spend a heck of a lot of time in. I hope that we'll lose track of the hours as we play. And during all that time, we will be seamlessly or almost effortlessly be absorbing and using our target languages in a very relaxing and entertaining environment with our friends, family, other players, possibly a language tutor or teacher. So I want to show you in this game today, in this video today, briefly how to play the game. But if you want to learn more details, please visit languagecardgames.com. That's languagecardgames.com. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel. So this game, heading into Language Land, it has real deck formats. It also has virtual decks that you can play with online with anybody you want to, all around the world. It also has a printable version, so you can print it out at home, cut it out, and start playing right away. In addition, we have online gaming groups already going. They're playing every Saturday, so you could come out potentially and give this a try with us. Finally, I want to mention we have the ability to design your very own customized game card so you can truly feel like you've become a part of the world. We can design your own character or monster and put topics on the card that matter the most to you. There's also study guides as well for several target languages that can help you jumpstart your progress. Okay, now let's get into this. How exactly do we play? Well, first you will look through all of these cards. There's so many amazing cards here. All the artwork is original artists, done by professional artists according to my vision, according to the story that I wrote, all the lore behind the game. You will look through there, choose a character that you want to be. And then you shuffle the remaining cards and use them to build a grid, which is kind of like the board. Let me move these down a little bit so you can see it better. You can make the grid as big or as small as you want to. If you want to make it more fantastic and explore much more, you can cover the table with these cards. So I've got my character, I've got my life points. You can set your life points to 3. A dice to roll for chance. Now, when it's my turn to move, I flip over a card next to my current location, and then I roll a dice to find out which topic I have to speak about. I speak about that topic as best I can according to my ability level. I use my target language as much as possible, and having done that, I get to take an action and gain some points. In this case, I would defeat the enemy character, replace the empty space on the board with a fresh card from the deck, make my move, and gain a point. My turn is over. But how is this similar to spaced repetition? Well, just like you encounter different cards from different files every few days, you're going to be encountering different cards and different topics over here every time you take out this game to play. I don't know what your language learning level is, but let's say, for example, you know about half the topics in the deck pretty well already. Well, then that would be mostly review for you. If you could master if you have ever totally mastered certain cards, you could remove them from the deck, you see. and then you will be encountering more challenging cards more often. So you can build a little mini deck at first. Maybe 60 or 70% of the cards in the deck that you build, you know the topics pretty well. That keeps you feeling motivated and confident. And then maybe like 20 or 30% of the cards in there are challenging for you. You don't know them, and those would stump you. Those would decrease your points. That would potentially knock you out of the game, right? And as you play more and more and more, you can remove some of the easiest cards and make room or make way for more and more challenging cards. That's why it's like spaced repetition. Every time you play, you're going to encounter new things in a different order. Every card has 4 topics on it. 2 and 3 topics tend to be more easy. 4 and 5 tend to be more difficult. If you roll a 1, another player gets to choose your topic for you and try to trip you up. They can try to force you to speak about something you've been avoiding. If you roll a 6, that's lucky, and you get to choose any of the topics that you want to talk about. So this game too, I'm currently working on the 2nd edition. There's over 100 topics in this 1st edition of the game, and the next edition, the 2nd edition, might have upwards of 200 topics or more. So I hope you will join into this unforgettable journey with us, because as the years roll by, we're going to be adding in more and more challenging topics from different fields of life. We're going to take you deeper and deeper and deeper into knowledge and education, but we're going to do it in a fun way. You're going to feel like foreign languages are the true source of your power in this life. Which they are. I believe that they are. And I want you to feel it too. I want you to feel like language learning is a magical and unforgettable process which truly has the capacity to reshape and inform our very real, very living lives, the reality that's all around us. So the name of the game, again, is Heading into Language Land. This is the 1st edition of the game. It is rooted in my philosophy and my love of spaced repetition practice. I still use my flashcards from time to time. I do feel it's a little bit more boring, but I still do that. And then I try to apply what I'm learning here sometimes in the game. You know, the game is a great proving ground. Whatever I've learned from videos, from teachers, from friends, from my Leitner box, from wherever, I get to put that knowledge to the test in this game. And when I encounter those same topics again and again and again, the topics that used to give me trouble, I can now pass through more easily and achieve, victory, get more points, get more allies in the game. So Heading into Language Land, check it out. Visit languagecardgames.com for more details. Join us for an online game sometime, and I hope you'll subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. I post regular videos about language learning, personal development and motivation. I also share game design updates for the next edition of this game, and I also share stories from my life living abroad in China with my family. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this can help you a lot. I'll see you back here in the next one.